Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Silver's still hovering around $42. The announcement of the interest rate changes and things like that is the reason for the fake volatility. The U.S. Treasury can't say we're cutting interest rates and allow gold and silver to run on the news or anything like that. But we've seen it 100,000 times. This is just the same old shit. And we'll move on from here. When it's the official rigging due to interest rates, it usually lasts maybe 3 or 4 days to a week. Nothing huge. It's not the end of this push to 50 and above. But it was orchestrated. The whole thing is it's a game that they're playing, and we're just pawns in it. But you can beat them. You can benefit off their stupidity of keeping the price of silver too low. I know China is, India is, Russia is. A lot of billionaires are starting to understand, hey, what the fuck is going on with silver? It was $50 in 1980, and it's still below $50. This is insane. How much money and derivatives of money have been printed or created as value out of thin air since 1980? Of course, silver should be in the thousands of dollars by now. It should be 1-to-1 with gold, and it will be one day, and then cross over that even. Silver is a monetary metal, even though guys like Jeff Christian want you to tell you, no, those days are gone. No, those days can come back in a blink of an eye. And I think they will with the destruction of the old system. But there is something that is kind of longer term than, like, for example, the solar industry has grown in massive leaps and bounds over the last 5 years, partially because of the green energy New Deal stuff. That's the excuse, I believe. I think China's been leading the charge, and this is not about having cheap power. This is about getting as much silver as possible with an excuse of why you're getting it. In the past, you try to do something like this. If a country tried to get, hundreds of millions of ounces of silver, billions of ounces of silver, they'd be bombed by the United States in a blink of an eye and under some other pretense. In this situation, the whole world's going green, right? I want to show you the reason I'm bringing this up now is I saw this posted on X. Look at the top 20 primary silver mines. Look where they are. That's the Mexican flag. 1 and 2 and 4 and 8 and 9 and 11 and 13 and half of the largest silver mines in the world come from Mexico. So you might think, well, why is Mexico, who has untold amounts of gold and silver in the ground, why are they a poor country? They shouldn't be. They should be the richest country on the planet. But the reason is they're poor because the bankers have run that country. The deep state, the Illuminati, you name it, give whatever name you want to it, but it was never done for the people. It's about 30% of all silver that's mined every year comes directly from Mexico and leaves the country, or did. Now here's the deal. Now the world's starting to wake up. Holy shit, we have a supply-demand problem, even though the guys like the Silver Institute will lie about how bad that problem is, how big the shortfall is. Mexico knows. That is why Mexico will not approve new mining concessions in 2025. This came out back in June. They're not doing it. And no mining company in their right mind would start building out new mines. They're high grading right now, which means they're taking the easiest to get metal. And that's a problem. That's a problem going down the road for the viability of the mine. You want to take the easy metal and the hard metal so that you get a mix of the cost part of the equation. For example, let's say you have 5 million ounce mine. Let's go 10 million ounce mine You can get about 2 million of it just by scraping it out of the rock that's above ground, and the rest is below ground. Well, if you scrape all that above ground, you'll make a lot of money fast and early, but then it'll cost you a hell of a lot more to get the continuing ounces out of that mine. So you'll probably just close down at some point because it's not profitable. If you mix the high grade and the low grade, then it becomes profitable and you can mine it for a couple of years, 10 years. Well, now Mexico's not even looking at all the existing operations. So what's happening now is we are seeing countries on the auspice of saving the world with greed and energy, destroying the silver cabal, mainly Western. Banks like J.P. Morgan, BlackRock is probably the biggest rigger right now. HSBC is feeling the pain. We could have 70. Well, I think we're at 68. I think we're at 68 million ounces delivered on the COMEX, which is a massive number. It's not the biggest for this year. This year is going to be the biggest silver delivery month or year in history. And of course, the Silver Institute won't tell you that. They won't tell you that solar installations in the first half of this year, were up 64%, using more TOPCon, which uses more silver. But they just lie. They stopped hiding the lies too. So yeah, this is huge. What it really means is that we're not going to see new silver coming onto the market, even if the price goes to $1,000 an ounce. It'll take 5 to 10 years to get these mines up and running again. There you go. So yes, that's how we get from $42 silver to $4,000 silver. Is stuff like that, and all of a sudden Mexico will wake up and say, "Holy shit! It's $4,000 an ounce. Why are we exporting any silver at all? Why are we allowing our precious natural resource to go to other countries and to be used in crazy ways? It's just insane." Mexico should stop exporting silver altogether and hoard it for their treasury. Could be the richest country in the world, but you have idiots running your country. But someone's out in there now, the new government is saying, hey, we're going to get hold of the mining industry, which is like the worst thing ever for J.P. Morgan, Citibank, the banking cabal, BlackRock especially. I do think we're at a point, because of what I'm seeing on the Commitment of Traders report, and one comes out tomorrow. I think we're at a point where we're going to find out who that big short is. I think it's all concentrating into BlackRock now. And they'll orchestrate some force majeure, some false flag, whatever it is. And voila, one day you wake up and they won't have to pay up on their silver contracts. But will the system still be in play? I don't know. Silver has always been the Achilles heel of the banking cabal. And think about it. What would $4,000 do? $4,000 silver do to the 8 or less silver shorts that basically control the entire market? It would destroy them. And one of those banks is J.P. Morgan Chase. I'm not saying they're net short. What I'm saying is they're the largest player by far in controlling the price of silver. Now, they could have put their shorts in some offshore entity like Enron did, that type of thing, so that nobody sees what they're doing. But, I believe that Trump is timing this thing, the revelations about Epstein and J.P. Morgan Chase, the bank, and its senior management and its board of directors. They're hiding it. And I think that's the main reason we're kind of getting the reversal of the Epstein release information. It would take down the largest derivative holder that we know of, as far as on the banking side, which is J.P. Morgan Chase. So, if you're ready for that, then yeah, Epstein stuff will come out and the truth will be told. And that's all I've been screaming for the past 25 years that I've been doing this. All we need is the truth. Jeff Christian can say, "Oh, the markets aren't manipulated." You're full of shit, Jeff, and you're harming the industry. What's left of the industry? They call mining silver. They mine it as a byproduct. The most silver out there that's mined is as a byproduct. So you're mining the most valuable resource on the planet, and you're calling it a byproduct. That's how screwed up this world is. So yeah, in Mexico. It goes through why they're stopping mining in Mexico. They're claiming environmental protection priorities and balancing resource development with sustainability. Economic implications. The immediate economic impact of Mexico's mining policy shift creates significant uncertainty for the sector. According to COMEX, a Mexican mining industry trade organization, the industry reportedly lost $4.5 billion in investments during the previous administration due to restrictive policies. The latest announcement is likely to further discourage new investment in Mexico's mining sector. Yes, Mexico, stop investing in mines. All it will do is bring silver to the forefront faster and keep the price lower. Although physical silver really doesn't matter at all when it comes to price. It's all futures and options, which we know. Anyway, I love this post here. The world order is contested. The nation with the most silver rules the world. And it's true. Mexico could be that company after the end of silver manipulation. What could you do? You can get as much physical silver in your own possession as possible. Swap every ounce of gold you have. I've done so much research into the total amount of gold on the planet. It is not 100 or 220,000 tons. It is more like 2 million tons, 10 times that. That's how a gold-silver ratio will swap, and all of a sudden, gold and silver will reverse positions. Not 80 to 1, 80 ounces of gold for every 1 ounce of silver, but could be 10 to 1 on a big run. Ultimately, it'll level out about 1 to 1, which is supposedly the above ground amount in the official numbers. Now, if the secret gold comes into play, it could absolutely go the other way. 50 to 1, 50 ounces of gold for 1 ounce of silver. Yeah. I mean, we got to get our mindset out of the price that we see, because the price is fake. The fact that everybody on the planet is gobbling up massive amounts of silver, let's just say for green energy, which we see 64% growth in the first half. And this is on top of 2023 was 73% growth. Massive growth. And every jackass in the Jeffrey Christian world and the metals focused world say, oh yeah, they're thrifting it out. They aren't thrifting it out. They can't thrift it out. That means they got to change manufacturing lines, and none of these companies that are making solar panels are doing that. The reason is they're already half broke because of the low price of the modules right now. And still, there's an overproduction, and they're still building new factories. So everything is sideways. We live in sideways land. Nothing makes sense, but at the end of the day, we're going to run out of physical silver. And you're going to kick yourself for not getting that last ounce. The last ounce that you could. Anyway, obviously, the price of silver is way over the skis of their normal manipulation, which is using the moving averages. I don't think that the moving averages will work anymore, because I don't see anybody who doesn't understand how it's done. When the bad guys slam the price below the moving averages, that's when China, India, and anybody with half a brain loads up if they're looking to buy cheap silver. Would I call $42 expensive silver? I'd call $42 COMEX derivatives, yes. That's expensive. For the COMEX paper derivatives, they don't like that. They're massively short, the riggers. But that's where the price of silver is determined. It's got nothing to do with physical, other than the potential for deliveries. Anyway, taking a look, open interest is dropping fast. I think not this Friday, because the last 2 days have been the slam. So the next commitment of traders report, which the cutoff is next Tuesday, that's going to show a big dive in the amount of shorts that the cabal, the deep state, the commercials were able to get rid of. I'm not so sure about the one that's coming out tomorrow, because it was kind of flat, and the slams didn't really start until after close on Tuesday. And that's the way they do it. But it's not like we can't see this. All you got to do is pull up this chart and look where the moving averages are. And anything below that, India will pick up probably 100 million ounces. Below this, they'll pick up 200, 300 million ounces. But Bix is not there. Well, is it there or is it not there? If it's not there, then you got force majeure. You got nobody getting anything. If it is there, it's gone because India will sop it all up, just like they have every year. They have not made a big monthly purchase this year. Everybody keeps telling me India's consuming massive amounts of silver. Well, it's not in their import data. They'll probably do 100 million ounces this year, well below the 250 a couple years ago. It's still a hell of a lot of silver. Don't get me wrong. But the mantra that for some reason Metals Focus was running around telling everybody, oh yeah, it's the jewelry and the silverware. It's really kicking off India. Well, it's not coming from imports. So please explain where they're getting the silver if it's not coming from imports, where historically it has always come from imports. So I think Metals Focus and the Silver Institute are full of shit. Unless it's slammed below the moving averages, and then India will load up on as much physical silver as they can. Will they have 100 million ounce delivery month? They could. 200 million, 300? That's just fiat money. Anyway, interesting times. Some more interesting stuff. We keep seeing more deliveries. Again, we were only supposed to have about 45 million ounces delivered this month based on the beginning of the month. And now we're looking at 70 million, double what we thought we'd have. And it's still, we still got, about 10 trading days left, delivery days. And if you look at the days, you see right here at the beginning, that was pretty much it was like 38.5 at the beginning, 38 million ounces. And then it was supposed to, it could have gotten to 45. We're already at 68 million ounces. If you count the 100-ounce contracts, the micro silver contracts that they have. And that's a massive number. It's in the top, if we hit over 70, we'll be in the top 5, I think, of all-time delivery months. This is not stopping. Do you know any type of thing that could stop the industrial demand for silver? I don't see it. Even a war wouldn't stop it. And we all know that the war machine needs a lot of silver. People have talked about it, but you really don't know how much silver is counted in just the regular industrial silver, because some of that regular industrial silver will go into the components that make up a missile or a guidance system and things like that. Anyway, it's crazy days. And you can win. It is so complicated, so perverse, so rigged, but you can win by grabbing your physical silver, holding your own. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, that's our new giveaway, the Silver Ruta coin. Look at that baby. It's the original double strike Silver Ruta coin. Ruta going down the Silver Brick Road in the middle of the Grand Canyon, little cave. There's the Fed, little cave on the side. Very cool coin. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. Each coin is numbered in a box in a plastic case. You get the whole deal with one subscription or renewal to the Road to Ruta private road. Go check that out. roadtoruta.com. Okay. I want to talk briefly about this freaking out a bunch of crypto Ethereum holders. We had a massive, and this could be associated with something. I don't know what it is. But these are the people who had staked their Ethereum looking to get it out and probably to sell it. Look at the jump. It's just a massive jump. So maybe they're looking, and so it takes a few days. I don't know how many days it takes for Ethereum to, when you say you want to unstake, but there's going to be a lot of selling in Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum is the best token for the new paradigm, the new monetary system, not the business system, because you can build companies on top of Ethereum. But yes, it has gotten cheaper and faster after all these years, thank God. But it's probably not the best. I think there will be others out there that can do the same. Theta can do the same thing as Ethereum does. Any of these blockchains can. Proof of stake which is they're slowly emerging into. So I don't know what the hell's going to go on with Ethereum. Just beware of that. Look at this. This cracked me up. Look at that. This is TFuel goes from less than a tenth of a penny to $11.26 supposedly last night. It's probably a glitch. The reality, look at the volume. $900 million in volume. I think it's, I mean, if it was real trading, it's just a high frequency trading glitch. And it kind of, within an hour or 2 hours, damn, if you sold up there, congratulations on your T drop. And this is T drop. I forgot if I said TFuel. T drop. It's such a tiny market. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. But I mean, we're going to see stuff, the craziness. Theta, by the way, it will be the biggest crypto out there. And I think TFuel will be bigger than Theta, at least at this current situation, as more and more entities begin using the Theta Network. And every day the Theta guys are signing up a new university. And the plan there, because AI is, you're not going to find a lot of AI programmers and AI experts out there. So that I'm hearing that's the number one thing to do if you're going to college now is take AI classes and how to navigate AI, how to program AI with AI and things like that. And Theta Labs knows that's exactly where they want to be positioned. Get everybody comfortable with you. It's cheaper, so it's good for the university, and it's, it takes smart people to at some level to deal with AI. So they're going to every university. They already got Stanford and a lot of South Korean universities who were very big into AI. The latest is Seoul National University of Science and Technology. And then there's South Korea's Inhwa Women's University, soccer team Olympique de Marseille, Yoshi University. They're going after it's brilliant. It hasn't shown up in Theta, the price of Theta, or in especially the price of TFuel should. I think TFuel will do twice as good as Theta at the current price ratio, which is like 23-24 to 1. It's kind of like the gold and silver thing. Silver will do 100 times better than gold, but just on the gold silver ratio, you should really rethink holding gold at all, especially at these elevated prices. You can buy so much silver and help in the cause of destroying the banking cabal by consuming more silver. If you love gold, trade it back when you can get like 80 ounces of gold for your 1 ounce of silver, which could come when it's revealed that there's 10 times as much gold on the planet. There's a lot of craziness coming, especially in the crypto world with the Reggie Middleton patent. I heard he got another patent in Japan just recently. This is not by accident. So get your assets in your own. You can't play the game. You just got to get your assets in your own possession, which is silver in your own possession for Roto-Rooter, Theta, heavily weight in Theta Fuel. T-drop, I don't know. I think it'll take a while for, because there's a lot of T-drop is associated with the NFTs, kind of on the Beanie Baby side at times, but NFTs are an amazing concept that you can lock things in the time and place. For mortgages, it's going to be unbelievable in the mortgage industry and all kinds of things related to time stamping things. That's what you can use NFTs for. And the Beanie Baby stuff, you can do that. That's fine. It just doesn't last. But integrating smart contracts through NFTs into our financial system will last. That's the future. And that's more on the T-drop side. But again, I think Theta Fuel will do much better than all three of the Theta tokens. And there's not just three, by the way. People use the meta chain. So Theta invented a little side blockchain that you can, like Amazon can run an Amazon coin by using the Theta meta chain. So go check that out. And if you're a staker, TFuel pays out 6-7%, just normal staking, and Theta only pays out 2%, 1 to 2%. And then if you're a booster, you get all those extra coins, and depending on your configuration, you might be making a hell of a lot more than that. But most people only make 9 or 10% if they're running their own booster, maybe 12%, unless you got a really souped up system. At least from my experience, and I might be running mine the wrong way, type of thing. I know I am using the wrong hardware, but it still works. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm accumulating. I'm taking every TFuel I earn, I'm restaking and because I don't need it right now, and Theta's for the future of AI, the future of broadband, just so many things the problems that it solves. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Don't forget, while supplies last, we bought these a while ago. Each is individually numbered, and we are giving the Ruta coin out, 1 ounce silver coin for every private road subscription and renewal, and we mail it to your front door. This will end upon, at a minimum, I don't know how long it's going to last, but if silver blows by 50, we're going to stop this instantly. So get your silver Ruta coin while they last. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later. Pay me my silver now.